and this is don't make the same mistakes I did, which is good because this is piggybacking nice. This is the one thing I want to talk about. So, don't make the same mistake I did. And what I really think is so important, maybe the most important thing, and we're not talking regrets, we're just saying what would have been the smartest thing to do. Your early 20s are so important, it's unbelievable, because you want to party and you want to screw around. I know this is like a father talking to people, but this is so important. Getting yourself financially stable before you get your serious girl that's going to be your wife and you're going to start a family with. I can't tell you how important it would be.
Even a house.
In a house, right. Like, you have got to get yourself in a position where you have your house there, everything's set up, you're ready for kids, you're hopefully married, everything like that, but you have to get into the position where if your wife is going to stay home with these kids, you can support them financially. You have to get to that point before you start jumping into those type of hurdles. Because me personally, it's really, really hard to pay daycare. I'm gonna have 3 kids. I'm still gonna be at a point where both of us probably should be working full time. 3/4 of her check is gonna go towards paying people to watch our kids, which isn't a good thing anyway. Nobody wants that. And all I say to myself is, if I would have not been so, I gotta live the way I wanna live and do a lot of vacations and all this crap early on, I can't tell you that it didn't matter worth a damn. Whatever I did back then, it meant nothing. It was stupid. If I got my shit together earlier, so she could stay home and take care of the home life, and I could just work, it would mean 10 times what it is, what you think it will be. And that's don't make the same mistakes that I did. That's so important. Learn from my mistakes.
It's about a balance, though.
That's excellent.
There is a balance,
Enjoying,
sure.
That's good advice.
Paying, working. You're not just working to work. You're.
But when you're young, Rob,
A party can last for years.
Partying can last forever, but when you're young, you have so much, your mind's quicker, you want to work harder,
you want to
less. Yeah.
The potential's greater.
It is. You can do so much.
Capitalize on it.
And then, I don't know, like, I know it seems like everybody says these things, but I'm saying, like, me personally, it means so much. It's so important. I just have to, like, say that to everybody. It's a big deal.
That's great. No, you put yourself out there and you give some real advice that people don't really bother giving anymore because it's rough. It's not rough advice, but it's just this experience, life experience is hard to come by. There's no wisdom, there's no sacred space, there are no elders, there's nothing.
Yep.
There's only trial and error, there's only disaster, that's it.
It's just before you get that serious, like, wife, kids, house.
No
Man, if
initiations.
you could just not waste your time and put in the overtime or whatever you want to do when you're early on and you got the energy for it, man, oh man, you better do it. You need to, because the life is so expensive, it's just not even fun. It's not fair.
Well, the world kind of, it's a bit different now. There's some operations that are coming into effect these days, so it is a bit more rough, but it's a true thing. It's the ethic.
Yep.
Excuse me.
But it's also, the big thing is about hindsight too. Like, we see how it is now, and we didn't expect it to be this bad financially. Like,
That's good to be
how did this
prepared for it.
nightmare, become my life?
we're all making good enough. Like, if we would have saw our pay stubs back then compared to now, you'd be like, oh crap, you're making a good amount of money.
Sure.
But it's worth like
half,
a third of what it was back then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's it.
there's some factors that are kind of been sabotaging your life, but what are you going to do about that,